So just confirm the PPT is showing.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Uh, Good morning to everybody, my dear students. Sorry for yesterday interruption. It could not be resolved. So we tried our best. There was some problem in connecting the and the coming live. So today we decided to continue. Today is the I think last session for the entire course. What I think I tried my best to present whatever possible because if filing related matter is very practical. Today we will discuss regarding the e-filing related to the ESI and PF. In addition to that, 1.1 item we left, that is bill generation and related to the bill. So related to the bill, I have a number of video clips which I will explain and also show to you. And regarding the compliances and filing of the return particular under EPF and ESI under the act, so practically it is very difficult to go live, and that user manual is not available. User manual is available only in case of registration, but how to file we can show. I will just give some brief on the portal. And unless you have a ID, you cannot enter to the portal to do it. And we cannot use also the YouTube videos which are a few cases available because the IPR issue may come. So that in the end, but whatever we are going to discuss will give some input to you definitely. So let us start first. And you know that tool labor laws which has been devised are in the interest of the workers. There is a lot of compliances are there, and the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provident Fund Act, which has been devised, formulated, it consists of contribution you made to the employer, and employee contribution has to be deposited by the employer with the PF organization, Employees Provident Fund organization. It is coming under Ministry of Labor, and it has regional offices all over the states and union territory, to my understanding, having a lot of branches. The three benefits are covered under here. One is the employees and employer contribution has been kept by the Employees Provident Fund organization. Those who are not exempted from the maintaining the PF in the themselves as a trust. So there are two options are there. The employer can form a provident fund trust where the all the contribution that has been deducted from the employee salary as well as employer contribution, matching contribution, both has been deposited. The trust is managed by the trustees nominated by the employer and employee, and that money they will invest as per the securities and deposits whatever permissible under the notification given from time to time. And they can also invest in a different securities, that a percent government security, state government security, central government security, other funds, other shares, or the mutual funds like this is there, and they are recognized trust, so their income is not taxable. So by investment, whatever interest they will get, that interest will be distributed to the employees employees account, what they are maintaining. So that is related to the trust which are recognized trust and maintained by the employer. But besides that, most of the cases people contributed to provident fund organization. As I already told, it is coming under Ministry of Labor, and provident fund organization every month on the basis of contribution received along with the return filed, monthly return filed, will maintain the accounts of the employees organization wise, and that has been accumulated, and in the year end they will go for getting the interest. So interest will be credited, so fund will be accumulated. So this is the one benefit. Second benefit is out of the provident fund contribution which has been made at 10% to 12%. Many organizations made it 10% and some organizations made 12%. Voluntarily can be made more than 12, but the matching contribution should be equal to 12, up to 10 or 12 depending upon the establishments. So in that case, there is a deposit linked insurance is there. deposit linked insurance with a percentage of the amount will be contributed, will go to the fund. In case of death, so that will be paid to the nominee or the of the deceased person. Third one is the pension benefits. So we are not today discussion in the purview of these benefits, but what are the returns has to be required. Already I told the employer, as an employer, he has to get the registration. I will show how to go for the registration both under EPF Act and ESI Act. Employee State Insurance Corporation is also coming under coming under Ministry of Labor, where the benefits has been given, different types of benefits has been given. So the employer has to contribute certain amount to the employee to the ESI corporation, and who will maintain and they will give the benefits. So there is no refund of the money in the contribution in case of ESI, but a number of benefits has been given. We will see after some slides. So let us first take up the EPF provisions, Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provident Fund Act. Miscellaneous Provident Fund Act is the, because it is a combined act, the reason is the DLI, Deposit Linked Insurance, and a pension benefits has been given. There is a pension scheme is there. So where it is given. So that I am not going to discuss. For your knowledge purpose, you can go refer. The next point is the PF return filing. It is a process by which the intimation has been given. It is given monthly as well as annually. So it will be given to the Provident Fund Organization. Already we called it EPFO, and the detailed contribution which is given. Detailed contribution is given from monthly salary, also given from the aerial salary. Salary is having a definition, and the returns, monthly return or yearly return, it has to be filed online through EPFO portal, and or you can also involve in the online. If you file, it also involve electronic challan cum return, which is automatically, so you will fill not only the going to fill up the data, but also at the same time whatever amount is payable, it has to be paid by way of the challan. So that is the details. And employee, those who are employees, those who are deduct PF contribution from their employees, also contribute from salary, also contribute to matching contribution, and they are required to file even also nil return. Any month there is no return, no amount deducted, suppose for any ground, generally they have to file the nil return. So it is applicable to the employer with 20 or more employees. EPF Act is applicable. Fewer than 20 employees can be voluntarily contribute, not that it is voluntarily can contribute. The salary limit is 15,000 of the employees. So, and business employees, contract outsourced employees are also covered under the EPF. So the registered establishment, even if no contributions are made in a particular month, so file the nil return. So that is the, then what will happen? The benefit, very shortly I will tell, avoid penalty and access the benefits, faster claim processing, because whatever money has been deposited with the employer, so unless return filed, it will not credit to the account of the employee. The employee will not get the benefit. Sometimes they withdraw money, temporarily withdrawing money for different purposes, for housing, construction house, repair of the house, medical benefit, children education, etc. It is not possible, because the money, if the money is not credited, then they are not in a position to do it. The amount will be less. So there should be accurate record. Interest will be calculated month-wise. There should be a transparency. Now the portal is very flexible. The employee himself can register and also see it. And any contribution made in the old tax regime, the tax benefit under ETC is available. And it reports contributions. Record employer always is liable, because there is a labor compliance is there, and legal documents, proper benefit has to gone to the employee. These are there. So now question is, one already I told you, employee is the beneficiary. Employee will deduct the tax. Beneficiary deduction plus its own contribution has to be deposited. Already I told the 10 to 12%, depending upon either 10%, 12%, voluntary contribution can be made. Some of the employers can also made more than 10% also. That is practically also possible. And actually, if you are going for filing the return, it is not that complicated, as already we discussed in the case of GST. GST is a transaction-based tax, which is not possible. Now people are using the very softwares, the utility they are downloading, and by way of software they are going to upload it. Many cases we found it is in the SAP ERP softwares which is installed. There is one HR module is there. So in the HR module there is a salary module is there. Salary module, that means where the salary is processed. So it is actually very difficult module, particularly I am talking because number of data of the employees starting from his joining records and it's a salary, different types of contribution, leave, attendance, extra, many things has been kept. There are nominee details. So from there, so when they are going to,
Hello, sir.
yes,
Sir, are you moving the PPT?
no, no,
Like,
just
are you
showing.
changing the pages or it is still in the first page only?
Oh, but I have gone for fifth page. Okay, just I'm
Yes,
trying.
sir, it's moving.
I don't
Yes, sir,
know. You need to
it's
go
in
back to
second
window
page.
where sharing resume. Let I'm adding it because
Yes, sir, it's in the second page now.
just I'm telling. Let it go through. Once again I have going. वो कैसे होता है प्रॉब्लम कुछ मालूम नहीं actually it is not showing actually yes I think now visible.
Yes, sir, it's in this. Actually, the PPT is visible. It's in the second page, I guess. Yeah.
No, it is a fifth page actually.
Fifth.
I'm
Okay,
showing
fine. Fifth. Whatever
just
the page. Yes,
sixth
it's
page.
moving. Yes,
Acha.
moving. You can continue.
Sixth page I am showing. Okay. So these are the very important points from the point of view. And one thing just keep in view, these are the forms is required to be filled up. Actually, first is the electronic challan cum return form. It consolidates the details of contribution of employees and is uploaded via EPF portal. Already I told you, either you download just like the module you download, fill up it, then you upload by converting the file. Otherwise, in the portal, if the number of employees is less, you can do it. Practically, people what they are doing, they are also adapting the software and uploading it. So this is known as electronic challan cum return, where the return has to be filed, and lastly, it will show how the amount is payable towards employee contribution, and along with the employee deposit linked insurance contribution or any, and that will be bifurcating the pension contribution also, and that has been deposited, and that can be immediately it can be paid, it linked to your bank account. And in addition to that, form 5 is used to provide details of a new employee enrolled under provident fund scheme during the month. The first one is a monthly return. The second one is in addition to monthly return, if there is any new employee, you have to file the form 5. And form 10 used to report employee who have left. So first is 5 is new employees, 10 is the person who has left the job, that means no more continuing in your organization. And a monthly summary of a contribution made by the both employer and employee would be given in the form number 12A. And in annual form, you are using form 3A, which provides month-wise details. Actually, monthly you are giving details, but again it will be reconciled in the end that with the monthly contribution should tally with the annual figure. So that's why it is given. 6A is a consolidated annual contribution statement for all employees, including details like your salary, different types of allowances, which are treated as salary for the contribution, because many of the amount which cannot be treated as salary for the purpose, only basic plus DA plus any commission or bonus that has been given, that is the incentives, fixed incentives. So that the definition of salary is there under the act. So that has to be given the details, and it will be uploaded. And after the ESI details I will give, I will go to the portal to give you the details. There also I will show how to go for the registration. And so these are the already the procedure is there. You go to the actually this is a SC ESI has been written, but there is, you have to go to the EPF portal. From EPF portal, you go to the payment menu, select ECR, upload. So electronic receipt, challan, come return, you have to upload. Prepare the ECR file. There also you make it, navigate to the ECR return filing section, and select the wage month, because month wise it has to be entered. Then you have to validate it just like others. Once validated, the total amount is payable will be shown. The steps are very minimal. There is no much requirement. So once you prepare a statement, you can upload it. So once you upload, then you can go for validation. Sorry, validation. In the validation, the challan will come out. So you have to validate the challan, then generate the challan. So from there, you have to determine what is the amount payable. Then you can make the payment. So once you make the payment, then you can download the acknowledgement. So your return is filed. Only few steps are there, but practically I cannot show you because I cannot enter in the portal. I will show you the portal after some time. And these are the compliances already will not go for, because these are already given. So what I explained is there. And then you some errors just you have to avoid: incorrect, incomplete employee details, uploading wrong file or data error, wrong contribution amount, missing the wrong contribution lead to the less amount or more amount shown in some employee's account, so which you can draw. Missing deadline, late filing having a fee and interest, excluding eligible employees. Some eligible employees are there whose salary is exceeding, they are eligible, not eligible. Reporting incorrect the account number, and skipping nil return, ignoring digital signature requirement, and not updating the employee records. And in addition to that, there is also late penalty for late or incorrect filing. So which is 5%, 10%, 15%, 25%. In more than 6 months is there, then 28% is there. So the compliances are there. Similarly, in the ASI Act, the scheme operates. Already I told you, and these schemes are giving a lot of benefits. These schemes are giving a lot of benefits. One is just 1 minute. Devasna madam, I will call you. I am in a webinar. I will call you. And it protects workers against the financial impact, that is the sickness benefits are available, disability benefits are available, other health related issue benefits are available. Suppose anybody is actually the 5 benefits are available. If a contribution has to be made, and as already I told you, like PF, Employees Provident Fund Organization, it is also a SIC, ESI Corporation, Employee State Insurance Corporation is a department. So where it is coming under Labor Department. And I was also working as a senior accounts officer there in my initial stage of service. Actually, the selection is made by the UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. So it is equivalent to Deputy Directorate. But I was there for only 1.5 years. Perhaps I left. So that was a very good organization, no doubt about it. It is just government gazetted officers like this. So these contribution made by the employer is taken by the ESI corporation, but ESI corporation having tie up with the state government for putting the hospitals and the different types of benefits they are giving, and which is paid by the ESI corporation. But hospital is health is related to the state, so the state is maintaining the hospitals, but the expenditure also incurred by the central, and these are benefits has been given. So contribution, generally the return has to be filed, and ESI returns are filed semi-annually and align with the financial half year ends. In the right hand side you see monthly payment 15th of the subsequent month, but October 1st to March 31st you have to file a return, and April to September you have to file a return 11th, and every entity holding the ESI registration must file ESI return within the stipulated deadline to remain compliant with the SIC regulations. And it is help the employees, because the employee will get a lot of benefits. That is your sickness benefit, and maternity benefit, and medical care, and even also those who are become disabled. So there is also monthly payment has been given to them. So lot of benefits are there, and that we have to comply under the provisions. And while you are going for the purpose of filing the return, again I am talking, the facilities are available in the website, and employee state insurance scheme, certain documents must be meticulously maintained and presented during the filing of ESI return. And these records facilitate smooth return processing. Documents required for ESI returns are generally it is attendance register, Form 6, which is a requisite form for ESI filing, wage register, accident report list, because that has to be submitted, inspection books, if any department side anybody inspected, actually there is an inspector, that is the scheme is the scheme provides for the local offices. Generally they went on visiting the factory or the premises where the employees are working, and ESI challan because of the deposit of the your amount. So in that case, general registration certificate, general license or registration certificate of the shops and establishment, actually they are any employees are working, they are only going for contribution. And a certificate of incorporation in case of new companies, memorandum article of association, trust deed, employee. These are maybe required some at the time of registration, but previous what I discussed may be required for the reference. PAN of the organization, bank statement, property address, certification of inspection report, organization attendance. So these are the generally documents to be given. And while you are going for the filing, again the procedure has been given. The online filing has to be made in the form 5, and you have to take the registration. After taking the registration, the employer can allocate a 17-digit code, which we can say the user ID, and a password you have to create, and visit the official ESI website, SIC website if you go, and employee details you can verify. Actually there is a file return, you have to go to the file return, make your contribution details, and then you challan the same thing, very easy actually. Only you can also make a preparation outside and the softwares etc. You can upload it, only upload, just like your income tax return. Sometimes you are downloading, keeping in the desktop and uploading. But here what happens in case of outside maintenance, software maintenance, third party software maintenance, why it is required. But in case of large organizations where the workforces are more, so practically it is not possible to go online and make your details there. It is not practically possible. So that's why it is they are doing. And once you uploaded, then you generate the challan, because the payment has to be made by way of a challan linking to the challan, and a monthly contribution self certification you have to give it. That is the amount to whatever we are going to make the payment. And in case of more than 40 employees outside, there is also chartered account certificate. Those are in practice is permissible. So then you have to make the final submission. So these are generally followed for the purpose. And after submitting, you just see whether it is viewing or not, because if not viewing, then it will not solve your purpose. And these are the ESI compliances. Just to see, these are the forms generally used. The form annual information is given, declaration form is given, additional deletion in the family declaration given. Family declaration means in case of disabled benefits, suppose after his death, his family member will get a periodical amount. That's what is required. Return for declaration form, register. These are not monthly actually. These are as and when required to be submitted. Register of employees, claim of sickness, temporary disablement benefit, maternity benefit, permanent disability benefit, accident book, accident report is maintained in this form. Claim for maternity benefit for sickness is to be maintained in the form 12A. 13 is a claim for sickness or temporary disablement of maternity benefit, because these are benefits are there. So claim for permanent benefit in form 13, claim for dependent benefit is form 15, claim for periodical payment of dependent benefit is 16, claim for maternity benefit and notice of work for 19, claim for maternity benefit by the nominee. 21 is the maternity benefit certificate expected to confinement. So funeral expenses, in case of death, there is also funeral expenses has to be provided to the member, those who are in respect of which employee contribution has been spent. Similarly, life certificate permanent, but those are permanent disabled, periodical they will get the money. So that's why this benefit is available. Declaration certificate and a certificate of dependent benefits. So these are the generally certificate and forms is used. Just one example I'm giving. You know that in spinning mill people are working, and the thread which they are taking manufacturing or taking for the which you can be used for the manufacturing of a cotton. So sometimes at the time of working, you will find many of the workers finger has been put in the machine. Just I'm telling. So that is also the benefit to how what is the percentage of benefit will give in. It is laid down in the act itself. Okay. Suppose a finger, a small portion has been cut, 5% of the wages will get. You can in a position to work, but he will go on getting permanently 5% of his wages. If he is getting the 500 rupees salary, 5% is coming 25. So 25 rupees you will get till the death, and 20 and accordingly 500 per day I am talking. So let 25 you will get every day is the disability benefit permanently will get. That is a permanent benefit, and in addition to he can work somewhere. So that's why the benefits are there. So with this, we can see that. Sorry, 1 minute. We just I am giving the some just portal I am retrieving, and wait, I am just trying to put the portal so that we can see it, and then I have to go for a small discussion in the. I think it is now visible. Madam, it is visible. Hello, 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 hello. I think it is visible. Somebody can confirm. My dear students, just have a confirmation. Good morning. I think some good wishes. So just please confirm in the question answer that you can confirm. Okay, thank you. So this is actually the portal actually. Again, I'm telling the services you will go. It is employee services in employer services. Employee services you can also go to see, but you have to give the your ID. So practically it is not possible. You can also give the grievance, etc. All the details. But we will just simply see the employer portal. We will see the employer portal. You see what happens. Employer portal. This is the employer portal, and it is taking to a separate portal. Actually, you see, I cannot enter here. If you put it, then you have to log, then you have to go for. That is the actual issue. But again, I am telling it is a very short. The form is very easy because not that much of controversy. There is no generation, etc. Either you import from your software and that form you can upload, or you can manually go and give the data, then you can upload. That is possible. But for that, you can manual of employees are available. You can go through and download it, or where all the details are there. But I'm going to the registration portal. I can show you one registration help file is there. I think in that you can have the see how to go for the registration. Actually, a combined registration also available. SC and EOFO. You see, certificate of registration linked to SC and EOFO. One combined certificate is available. Actually, if you go here, there is a Sama Subhida portal. So from Sama Subhida portal, you can also download. If I am going to Sama Subhida portal also, you can see that is also again user ID you have to give it, but you can also download the there is a download is there. From there also you can go for registration and license, that you can go. But I am using the file which I have opened to you. Here click to register. So at a time you can go for registration this one. But again I don't know whether this package it will show you for the details. Just see it. Otherwise I can use that employer portal to go for the registration. These will be more complicated. Better to go the file which I was showing to you. Let us see this file. So actually this is a file which is available in the portal. I am expanding it for your purpose. And where first you are required to register, and both this is available for both employer employee. You see company name, but before registration I am just going, the registration is started in another place. Yes. Successful uploading. Just I'm going, I think it is there how to register. Registration main unit. Okay. You see what happens. Employees are to use e-pension cards to their employees, but here let you take just 1 minute. Yes, it is employee registration. So how to, as an employer, somebody has requested you. Actually, it is done by the outsourcing jobs. As a consultant, you can do also. And the employer, the new registration, suppose somebody is coming, I have to put there. After that, details will come out. Let I am reducing it. Details will, employer registration, request field, type of unit you have to give, which shop or establishment details you have to give. Then you have to go on putting it. This is the details you have to give: factory, establishment, address, state, and a town. Just all the data with the pin code. This has to be given. ASI code if you already covered earlier. If no, you have to mention no. So this is you have to fill up. Then then you have to go to give the if it is owned, then you write it. Suppose ESI code if we covered earlier, so it is very boldly given. What we discussed, these are very important table which is required to be filled up. After that, you have to go for giving the all operation bank account, all the details of bank account you have to give it. Then you have to work business details you have give: commercial establishment, exclusive manufacturing, security agency, government contractor, like this. So all you have to give it. And the date of commencement of the factory, whether registration under any other act is there, shop establishment act or factories act or the other act. And similarly your give the which ever is applicable, that is whether a commercial organization or a state sales center sales, like this. So all the details of establishment you have to give it. And then you have to go for the operation bank account to details, multinational details, and exact nature of work business. So if you more than one to bank account, all the bank account with all the details you can fill up it. And then you have to go for just 1 minute. These are operational bank accounts, just repeating it. Then you have to go for the power is used in manufacturing, that is and the date of since when you are using the power, because the actually as per the act there is a requirement. So applicability of act, that's why they are giving asking for these details, so that they will ascertain whether the act is applicable to you or not. That's why it is given. Contribution ownership. So all the details has been given. This manual you can download. There is no new things to show you, but you can give go on filling up, going giving all the data as stated, and then you can upload also. And it will be given the name, age, and permanent address of the principal officer, principal employer. Principal employer may be the managing director, maybe managing partner, depending upon all sole proprietor who can be given. So it is also giving all the details here. Then you can go. So all the details has been given. Actually, it is repeated, given, repeated, employed directly by the principal employer or the through the any intermediate employer. Actually, remember sometimes the employer engage the contractors, and the contractor employees, suppose I have a factory. I am the managing director. I employed a contractor. Contractor engaging the workers. So actually, I am the principal employer. So anything goes wrong, I am responsible for that. So that's why principal employer is equally responsible, because they have to ensure whether the contractor is making contribution or not. All the things. That's why all the details you have to give it. Then employee registration. Sorry, whether the worker business. So that has been repeated actually. Many of the cases has been repeated. Then you have already registered, if that you have to give it. So these are repeated tables are there. So like this you have to go on filling up the entire form with all the details of the principal employer and a nominee, family details. So after that, date of joining. So these are permanent address. So these are repeating actually. Forms is not that much long, only repeatedly it is showing. So after filling all the details, then you have to upload, then you have to submit it. Click on submission, because first is the previous and after making all the after filing all the details, just like your other returns what we are discussing, same thing you will submit it. Once you submitted, then it will show that pay initial contribution. So unless you give it, you cannot go for. So advance contribution you have to give it. Then you have to submit it, the giving details of payment, etc. And after that, this is the payment you are continuing. It will navigate to the bank account, your bank account where it is there. So once the payment is made, then you completed all the process, then your registration certificate will come in the email. So that is actually there. But again I am telling, SEC you can also Employees Provident Fund portal you can go for and see it also. It is just because of labor oriented, so that's why it is giving there is a restriction. So this is actually, you see, the EPF portal. So where the in EPF portal, you can have a lot of, but again I'm telling, there are a lot of videos are there, but that is not related to filing return. So establishment, because already you registered. So these are the registration. Once you have taken, then by using the password and the ID, you can enter to the portal. So you can go to the dashboard also. Actually, there is some problem in the dashboard. It's not showing. Okay. So I will not spend more time on this. The reason is already I told you, the offline you can do it, upload it, or the online you do. It is not that difficult as a filing. Only you have to acquainted with the process, how to do it. Friends, the next part I will go for the detailed discussion, which is very important. That already we discussed about e-invoicing. So in the e-invoicing process, we have to link it to the waybill. The movement of goods from one place to other has to be made through the e-waybill. I'm just going through, let us to the first portal, so that you can see. I'm going to the GST portal. There is e-waybill is separate portal, just like your invoicing e-waybill is separate portal, but that is a link to the GST portal. This is the GST portal we have discussed. Okay, this is the GST portal we have discussed. But I cannot use anybody's IT. But the moment let I am going to the home page, here is e-invoicing. Okay, and it will navigate to the invoices portal. So e-invoices that day we have discussed. So today I am going for discussion on the waybill portal and how to generate the waybills. Just let us go directly to the EB portal, because I cannot enter to the portal. That is the issue. Taking more time, just 1 minute. Asking you user ID. You see? Okay. Friends, we'll go here. Just I'm showing you. I am not in a position to log in. But you see, Webull is a basic requirement. So you cannot go on transporting the goods which you have supplied without using the Webull. So Webull is a pre-requirement for movement of the goods. And if you go to the e-Webull portal, actually you have a e-Webull registration, and then you have to go for. But one thing I will tell you, we'll go some easy process. There is a user manual is there, so that user manual you can use it. Okay, and let I'm going for the user manual. So user manual, better I'm going directly to the some of the slides. Better to go. Actually, just in the subject, I wanted to tell you. Previously, the e-Webull was issued separately, and each transportation of goods from one place to other, and exceeding certain kilometers, because state to state it depends upon, and Webull has to be generated. It has two parts. The first part is related to the details of goods, etc. will be transported. Second part is related to the vehicle and related information. The first part has to be, it can be filled up by the supplier. It can be filled up by the recipient. The transporter can also fill up the part B portion also. And the once when the physical invoice was there, it was generated by putting the data of the invoices. But now many of the cases, as already we discussed, that exceeding certain turnover, the e-invoice system become mandatory. So in that case, the e-invoice system has to be linked to the e-Webull. The moment you generate the e-invoicing system in the portal, it has to be linked to the e-Webull, and e-Webull will be generated incorporating the first part. Second part, because we do not know which vehicle or which carrier it will carry, that's why the second part can be subsequently filled up. So the complete document, once filled up, will be taken by the transporter, and they can move from goods can be moved from one place to other. The reason is, in the way the department can also verify whether the goods have been moved whether with a Webull or without Webull. So with this, some of the video clips, small video clips are there. Just I will discuss. So you can see it how to generate it. Also, everything is covered there. Just have a look. Uh, just 1 minute, because each time I'm checking whether it is visible to you or not. Otherwise, okay, it is visible. So just see.
E-Waybill is an electronic document which is required under the GST system when the goods are moved from one place to another. It gives details regarding the movement of goods and has to be carried by transporters for any consignment exceeding Rs 50,000. E-Waybill mechanism is put in place to ensure that goods are transported in accordance with GST laws, and tax is paid for the supply of goods. Every e-way bill generated is automatically updated in the GSTR1 form of the supplier. The e-way bill can be generated in the e-way bill portal by the taxpayer, transporter and the citizen of India. Through e-way bill dealers, transporters and tax officers all work within a unified system, hence conforming to the unique selling proposition, USP, of goods and services tax, i.e. one nation, one tax, one market.
Yes.
E-way bill is an electronic document which is required under the GST system, when the goods are moved
Just 1
from one
minute.
place to another. It gives details regarding the movement of goods and has to be carried by transporters
I
for
think
any
not.
consignment exceeding
Just
hours
1 minute.
50,000. E-way bill mechanism is put in place to ensure that goods are transported in accordance with GST laws, and tax is paid for the supply of goods.
Just 1 minute.
Every
Actually,
e-way bill generated is automatically updated in the GSTR1 form of the supplier. The e-way bill can be generated in the e-way bill portal by the taxpayer, transporter and the citizen of India. Through e-way bill dealers, transporters and tax officers all work within a unified system, hence conforming to the unique selling proposition, USP, of goods and services tax, i.e. one nation, one tax, one market.
so how to go for the enrollment of transporters?
E-way bill is an electronic document.
It is just coming. I don't know. Just 1 minute. It is not showing. Hello, madam. Madam.
E-way bill system enables a transporter, who is not registered under the GST system, to enroll and generate e-way bill. In order to access the e-way bill system, the transporter needs to first enroll on the e-way bill portal by opening the URL https://ewaybills.gov.in. The enrollment process requires PAN of the transporter. Once the transporter opens the EWB URL, he has to click on Registration option provided on the home page and has to select Enrollment for Transporters. The system will redirect the transporter to the enrollment application form where transporter will select his state from the list, enter his name, trade name and PAN. It is to be noted here that entered details must match with the transporter's PAN card. The transporter will then click on Validate, and the system will validate the entered details with PAN, and upon successful validation, system will allow transporter to proceed further and fill the enrollment application. Next, the transporter will update the subsequent sections of the application, i.e. type of enrollment, particulars of principal place of business, including address and contact information, nature of premises.
This is the as already I explained to you that you have to the transporter has to also to be registered to fill up the waybills. Generally, they can fill up the part 2. So sorry, part B. Part B may they have to give the details of the vehicle, etc. So that's why they have to go for the first registration.
After entering the mobile number, transporter will click Send OTP. The system will then send the OTP on mobile number entered by the transporter. On receiving the OTP, he will enter the same and click Verify OTP. Upon successful validation of OTP, transporter can proceed to next section of the application. Next, the transporter will upload the relevant documents for address proof and ID proof. And will enter his choice of username. The username can be of 6 to 15 characters. If the entered username does not exist in a system, transporter can enter the password of his choice. The transporter will now tick the verification box to affirm and declare that the details provided by him are true and correct to the best of his knowledge and will click Save. System will enroll the transporter and create an enrollment ID which can be shared with the dealers for entering the transport details while generating the EWB. An acknowledgement slip is also displayed along with all the details, and transporter take the print of this acknowledgement slip for future reference. The transporter can now log in the e-waybill system using the username and password created by him.
The next point we will go for discussion. That is generate a new waybill. So how to generate, that is very important. How to go for the generation of the waybill.
This section will help the taxpayer or transporter to understand the process of generating the e-waybill after successfully logging in the e-waybill system. To begin with, user has to select Generate New option under the e-waybill menu. The system will redirect the user to the e-waybill entry form. Please remember that all the fields marked as red are mandatory to fill by the user. Also, the GSTIN of the unregistered dealer is URP, which means unregistered person. Now, the user will select the transaction type as outward or inward and select the subtype accordingly. Next, the user will enter the document number and the document date. Please note that the document date should be a prior date to the date of e-waybill generation. In the next section of the form, consignor details, that is, bill from and dispatch to details, will be auto-populated. However, the consignor address is editable. Next, the user has to enter the consignee details, that is, bill to and ship to. If user has created a client master, he has to just type few characters of his client to get a drop-down list. Now, he can select the required name and the other details are auto-populated. Remember, this is possible only if user's client details are updated in the masters. If the goods are being delivered to a different address or state, then user has to change the recipient address details. Next, the user need to enter the items being delivered. If user has created a product master, he has to enter 2 to 3 characters of the product name so that a list is displayed. Now, he has to choose the particular product, and the rest of the fields such as HSN code, unit and tax are auto-populated by the system. Again, remember that this is possible only if user has created a product master. Otherwise, user can enter the fields manually as well. Now, the user has to enter the quantity and the taxable value. The tax is calculated automatically. For intrastate, CGST and SGST tax, and for interstate, IGST tax will be calculated. Next, the user will update the transportation details and enter the details, that is transporter name, transporter ID, and the approximate distance to be covered for shipment delivery. The distance decides the validity days of the EWBIE for the first 100 kilometers. The validity is 1 day, and subsequently for every 100 kilometers, the validity will be 1 day. For example, if user enters approximate distance as 250 kilometers, then the validity of e-way bill will be 3 days. Here it is to be noted that this example is applicable for regular vehicle type. In case the vehicle type is over-dimensional cargo, which will be covered in next part, the distance limit for deciding the validity is 20 kilometers instead of 100 kilometers. For example, if user enters approximate distance in ODC case as 125 kilometers, then the validity of e-way bill will be 7 days. This completes the part A of the e-way bill. Once user updates the part A, he has to update the EWB part B, which consists of mode of transportation, road, rail, air, or ship, vehicle type, regular, over-dimensional cargo, vehicle number, transporter dock number, and date. Please note that user can enter the vehicle number only in the formats specified in the vehicle number field. Once the user completes part B, he can preview the entire e-way bill entry form by clicking the preview button and can make corrections if required. Next, the user has to click on Submit button, and upon successful validation, the e-way bill system will generate a 12-digit e-way bill number with QR code. Here the user will also have the option to take the printout of the e-way bill. Remember that the e-way bill is valid only if the vehicle number is updated by the taxpayer or the transporter, and the validity starts from the day when the vehicle number is updated. Please also remember that the e-way bill once generated cannot be deleted. However, it can be cancelled by the generator within 24 hours of generation. If it has been verified by any empowered officer, then it cannot be cancelled.
The next slide will go. Update of part B vehicle, because that may be done by the transporter. Just
This section will help the taxpayer or transporter to understand the process of updating the vehicle number of the e-way bill. If it was not entered while generating e-way bill, or vehicle has been changed for moved goods because of various reasons like transit movement, vehicle breakdown, etc. To update the vehicle number against an e-way bill, either the user should be the generator of the e-way bill or a transporter. To start, user need to log in with his login credentials in the e-way bill portal and has to select Update Part B Vehicle option under the e-way bill menu. The system will redirect the user to the Update Vehicle Number form. The e-way bill system then provides two options for the user to get the details of e-way bill for which he wants to update the vehicle number. That is, user can enter either the e-way bill number or enter the e-way bill generated date. If the user enters the e-way bill number and click Go, system will directly display the selected e-way bill details. However, if user selects the date option, the system will first display the list of all the e-way bills generated by the user on that date, and he has to then select the e-way bill from the list for which he wants to update the vehicle number. After selecting any of the options, system displays the Update Vehicle Number form and auto-populate the from GSTIN and to GSTIN along with respective place information for each. Next, the user needs to select the mode of transport, enter the vehicle number in specified format, and enter the place of change. The user has to also select the reason for which the vehicle is being changed. Here it is to be noted that if the mode of transportation is rail, air, or ship, then the user needs to enter the RR number and date instead of the vehicle number. Once a request for updating of vehicle number is submitted, the system validates the entered values and the particular e-way bill will be updated with the new vehicle number.
Friends, next we will see how to cancel the e-way bills.
This section will help the taxpayer or transporter to understand the process of cancelling the e-way bill for various reasons like goods are not being moved, incorrect entry in the e-way bill by the user, etc. Please remember that only the generator of the e-way bill can cancel the same. Also, the e-way bill can be cancelled only within 24 hours after its generation, if it has been verified by any empowered officer, then it cannot be cancelled. To start, user has to select Cancel option under the e-way bill menu. The system will redirect the user to the Cancel e-way bill form. The user has to then enter the 12-digit e-way bill number and click Go. The system will display the details of the e-way bill and after giving a suitable reason and remarks for the cancellation of e-way bill, the user can cancel the e-way bill.
Next we will see how to generate a new consolidated e-bills.
This section will help the taxpayer or transporter to understand the process of generating the new consolidated e-way bill when the transporter wants to ship multiple consignments in a single vehicle. Consolidated e-way bill allows the transporter to carry a single document, instead of a separate document for each consignment in a conveyance. To begin with, user has to select Generate New option under the Consolidated EWB menu. The system will redirect the user to the Consolidated e-way bill entry form. Here the user has to select the mode of transport from the displayed options, that is road, rail, air or ship. Next, the user has to enter the details based on the transportation mode selected. For road transportation, from state, vehicle starts from and vehicle number in the specified format. For rail transportation, from state, vehicle starts from an RR number and date. For air transportation, from state, vehicle starts from an airway bill number and date. For ship transportation, from state, vehicle starts from an bill of lading number and date. Then the user needs to enter all the e-way bills, one by one, and the system shows the details of these e-way bills as line items when the user press Add button after completing each e-way bill entry. On click of Submit button, system will generate a consolidated e-way bill with 10-digit consolidated e-way bill number and a common vehicle number in case of road transportation. In case of other modes of transportation, system will generate the consolidated e-way bill with respective document numbers and dates. Here the user will also have the option to take the printout of the consolidated e-way bill.
How to reject one e-way bill.
This section will help the taxpayer to understand the process of rejecting the e-way bill generated by others against his GSTIN. If he is not getting the consignment mentioned in the e-way bill or someone has wrongly generated the e-way bill with his GSTIN as recipient. Please remember that the generator of the e-way bill cannot reject the same. Also, the e-way bill can be rejected only within 72 hours after its generation. To start, user has to select Reject option under the main menu. The system will redirect the user to the Reject e-way bill form. The user has to then enter the date of e-way bill generation and click Submit. Next, the system will show the list of all the e-way bills generated against his on GSTIN. The user has to then select and tick the Reject button against the e-way bills which he wants to reject. Then click on the Reject button. Selected e-way bill will be marked as rejected and system shows a success message.
Then you update the transporter.
E-way bill system provides the facility for the user to update the existing transporter against a particular e-way bill. Please note here that only generator and transporter of e-way bill can update the transporter details. Also, generator can update the transporter details only if the transporter has not updated the Part B of e-way bill. To start, user need to log in with his login credentials in the e-way bill portal and has to select Update EWB Transporter option under the e-way bill menu. The system will redirect the user to the Update Transporter Details page. The user has to then enter the 12-digit e-way bill number and click Go. The system will then display the details of the e-way bill in read-only mode, which means that the user will not be able to make any changes in the displayed e-way bill details except transporter details. Next, the user will enter the transporter ID and the system will auto-populate the transporter name. User will then click Submit button. If entered details are correct, the system will generate the updated e-way bill with updated transporter details. In e-way bill system, provision has been also provided to the generator and transporter to extend the validity of e-way bill if the consignment is not expected to reach the destination before the expiry of the validity of e-way bill due to some reasons. Please remember that only the generator or present transporter of the e-way bill can extend the validity of e-way bill. Also, the validity can be extended only 8 hours before or 8 hours after the existing validity time of e-way bill. To start, user has to select Extend Validity option under the e-way bill menu. The system will redirect the user to the e-way bill validity extension form. The user has to then enter the 12-digit e-way bill number and click Go. The system will then display the details of the e-way bill in read-only mode, which means that the user will not be able to make any changes in the displayed e-way bill details on the screen. The user has to then select Yes option against the e-way bill extension field. Next, the system will display the transportation details Part B and auto-populate the existing e-way bill validity date. The user has to then select the reason for extension and enter the appropriate remarks supporting the reason for extension. Next, the user has to enter the From Place, the place till where the consignment has reached and from where the extension is required. User needs to then enter the approximate distance in kilometer. To reach the destination, mode of transport, vehicle type, vehicle number. After this, user will enter the transporter document number and date in case of road, RR number and date in case of rail, airway bill number and date in case of air, and bill loading date and number in case of ship. Next, on clicking the Submit button, the e-way bill system checks whether all the mandatory fields are entered, and if all the validations are correct, then system generates the revised e-way bill showing the extension entry in the history table. Here the user will have the option to print the e-way bill and also to print the detailed e-way bill.
Then we have to just go for how to change to multiple vehicle. In the transportation process,
E-way bill system also allows the user to move the goods in multiple vehicles using a single e-way bill. However, it is to be noted here that the sum total of quantities to be moved in individual vehicles cannot exceed the overall quantity to be shipped. To start, user need to log in with his login credentials in the e-way bill portal and has to select Change to Multi-Vehicle option under the e-way bill menu. The system will redirect the user to the Multi-Vehicle Update form. The user has to then enter the 12-digit e-way bill number and click Go. System displays the main source and destination details of entered e-way bill and provides option to move to multi-vehicle. User has to then select Yes option and system displays multiple vehicle movement details section. The user will then enter mode of transport from end to place, quantity and other details. And click Submit. System will display the message that multi-vehicle updated successfully. When user will click OK, he will be redirected to the main menu screen where the user opens the Update Part B vehicle option under e-way bill menu and enters the selected e-way bill number. User has to select the relevant group and system opens the new vehicle entry form where user enters the required details in Update Part B section. And clicks Submit. System will then update the vehicle details and displays the same in print e-way bill screen with multi-vehicle status. User has to click New Vehicle Entry and repeat the same steps till total quantity is loaded. Next, the system updates and displays the details of all vehicles as different groups, from place to place. The system changes the e-way bill details to multi-vehicle movement and user can take the print using the print option. It is to be noted here that the sum total of quantities to be moved in individual vehicles cannot exceed the overall quantity to be shipped.
Friends, these are the important areas where the one has to raise the e-way bill, revise way bill, extend way bill, and multi-vehicles part B, part consolidated way bill. So there, that has been given some idea to you. and you can go through the user manual and go to the provisions of law to make your updates. And the last part, only one point I wanted to tell you, that we have discussed about e-invoicing. Suppose I am the supplier, I made the in the portal itself I generating the e-invoices. Then I am using it for transportation of the goods, or if there is no transportation in case of services, etc., then it can be given to the recipient. But as a recipient, you are the recipient, whatever invoice I send to you, how you are in a position to confirm yourself that this is not a duplicate invoice? Because you might have seen, so invoice is the basis by which one can go for going to use it and to taking the ITC, input tax credit. So in that case, how you will confirm? That is a very important requirement. So that's why I'm just putting one of the video where, as a recipient, how you have to go for verify the e-invoice and confirm yourself that this is actually the original invoice. So that I'm putting, it is a very important point from everybody to avoid the dispute regarding to the claim of the ITC. Just I'm going to the portal. Then I'm linking the file. Just wait for some time. Just 1 minute. I'm resharing it to you. So then this will give some idea about how to verify the e-invoice at your end to confirm that the invoice is correct. The process of invoicing, just you can listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Naveen Agarwal. I am Assistant Vice President at GSTN, and I welcome you all to this very short video tutorial on how to verify an e-invoice. So the agenda for this webinar is that currently we have expanded the e-invoice ecosystem. A taxpayer who is eligible for e-invoice reporting can report an e-invoice across 6 IRP portal. So we thought that it will be very helpful for taxpayer to tell them that what are the functionalities we have released through which taxpayer can verify an e-invoice. So the agenda for today's discussion is I will quickly tell you how e-invoice reporting is done, and then what are the methods for verification available, including the online method for verification, and how e-invoice QR code works, and how you can verify the e-invoice QR code through an e-invoice verification mobile app. So this is the very brief agenda of today's discussion. So let's get started. So currently as a taxpayer, you continue to generate your e-invoice in a given schema or format using your existing ERP software. And then a taxpayer is required to report that e-invoice in a given format in any of the 6 IRP portals. And once you report that e-invoice to any of the 6 IRP portal gives an unique e-invoice reference number and then transmit that invoice reference number to GST system to check that there is no deduplication of it. And if GST system responds that this IRN number is unique, IRP issues you an e-invoice with a unique IRN number, which is a 64-digit number. And they also embed or inject a QR code in the e-invoice schema, which is sent back to the taxpayer. So in any invoice which you receive from an IRP has IRN number, which is unique, has a QR code, which has 11 attributes and can be used for the verification of e-invoice. So now, with this information, let's see what are the 2 methods of verifications and what are the elements that you can verify in via these two methods. The first method of verification is an online mode, and the second method of verification is an offline mode via a mobile app. So now see what can you verify and how you can verify and in online mode. To verify things in online mode, you need to visit einvoice.gst.gov.in, which is the e-invoice master information portal. There you will see search IRN tab in the portal on the front page. If you click on the search IRN tab on the front page, you will see the screen which you are currently seeing on my screen right now. And it has two options, whether you can input an IRN number or you can give the supplier GSTIN, financial year, document type, which is either it is invoice, credit note, debit note, and you have to give the document number, which is a reference number mentioned on the invoice. And by giving either of these two information and on clicking search, you will get the result. And in result, it will be displayed that whether this IRN number exists or not. If it exists, on which IRP it was reported, on which date it was reported. And it will also show its status, whether it is active or cancelled. So in online mode, you will be able to verify this much limited information, whether that IRN is active, cancelled, or if it doesn't exist. If it is active or cancelled, then name of the IRP and date of reporting. So that's one way of verifying an invoice. In this, you will not be able to verify other details of invoice. Now, there is a second method for verifying an invoice. And how you can do that? So every invoice has a QR code, which is embedded by an IRP. And this QR code has 11 attributes. Here you can verify more attributes, what you are able to verify in online mode. Here you will be able to verify 11 attributes, starting with supplier GSTIN, recipient GSTIN, document type, document number, document date, invoice value, number of line items, what is the main HSN code, IRN number itself, IRN generation date, and which IRP has issued this QR code and IRN number, whether it is IRP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So now you can see, if you compare in online mode, you have a very limited number attributes which you can verify. You can only check whether it is active or cancelled. Okay, and here in offline mode, you can verify the attributes which are embedded in this QR code. But let me tell you one thing, here you will not be able to verify whether this IRN number is active or cancelled. So in any case, if you have a doubt whether this IRN number is active or cancelled, post verification of QR code, you should go and use search IRN functionality, which I have shown you previously, available on the e-invoice FO port. Right? So now we have this method of verification. Now let's see how you can access this app and do this verification. So we have developed for this offline verification e-invoice QR code verifier app. This app is available both on the Play Store and Apple iStore, App Store. And you can click or you can scan the QR code which you are currently seeing on your screen, and you can download this app. Once you download this app is something which you can use to verify an e-invoice QR code, which is a QR code which is embedded in e-invoice. And you can use this app without any registration. It's a non-login based app, and it helps you to verify any invoice reported across all 6 IRPs portal in India. So these are some of the basic attributes of the app. Now let's see what are the steps involved. So as I told you, first step, you need to download this app. For this, depending upon your phone model, you need to either go to the Play Store or App Store. You need to search by e-invoice QR code verifier app. You will be able to download this app. So first thing, you need to download this app. Second thing, once you click on this app, you need to give necessary permission for app to access your camera so that it can scan the QR code which you want to verify, right? Once you have given this permission, you need to pan the app towards the QR code. And at this point here, I want to caution the user that the QR code which is embedded in e-invoice is a little bit data heavy. What do I mean by data heavy? that it has 11 attributes. So, and here, while you are panning the camera towards the QR code app, please ensure that you give some sufficient time for this app to read the attributes which are mentioned in this QR code. So hold it for 1 or 2, 3 seconds properly, right? Once you have done that, app will give you a result and it will show you all the 11 attributes which I have shown you in the previous slides. What are the values against that? And it will also show you what are which IRP has signed this invoice, right? Here, I will take some caution and tell you that in case you don't get a proper result, in that case, it may be interfere that this QR code may be invalid or maybe it was tempered. However, in all such case, you should always go and check with search IRN functionality. Go back to the search IRN functionality, put the IRN number there and check whether IRN number is valid or not. So whenever the app shows that e-invoice QR code is not verified, you should always go and check IRN number which is mentioned or which you wanted to search. You should always go to search IRN functionality on e-invoice FO portal and search IRN number there. Having said that, we have also embedded few functionalities in this app. In terms of that, this app has both, we have embedded the FAQ, which if you click on the icon on the icon on the app, you will get the FAQ. We have also embedded the light mode and dark mode functionality in the app. If you click on the crescent moon or the sun, you will get a dark mode, light mode. And we also have the customer care number embedded in the app. So lastly, let me tell you how you can download this app other than what we have, the QR code which we have shown. You can also go to our portal einvoice.gst.gov.in and there will be a tab called e-invoice QR code verification app. If you click on that, you will get the QR code from both Play Store and App Store to download this app. You just simply need to pan your camera and you will get the link to download this app. Other than that, what we have done to ensure that cross-functional access to these e-invoice verification app, we have also all of our IRP partners, 6 IRP partners, have also provided a similar kind of app and functionality on their portal to verify any of the e-invoice. So you can go to all of the 6 IRP portals as you can see on your screen, and you can download a similar kind of application for verification of e-invoice. And moving forward, what we have also done is that we have also created a very detailed FAQs and manual for this. And you can scan the QR code which you are seeing on your screen to download the FAQ and the manual for the same app. So this was a very brief, short introduction about how to verify an e-invoice. And if you have any more questions or suggestions.
Hello. 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 So this is all about the details of discussion. So today we can close it. Today is 1.5 hour class, but we also gone around 1 hour 50 minutes. So if you have any questions, sir, is there any assignment? I have the assignment, but you people are staying some other place. So how it will be contacted to all of you? But you can take up the assignment. Any issue is there, you can talk to me. I can support you because any desk is there, TeamViewer is there. That is possible. You take the assignment from your area and try to do that. And if you require any help, you call me. I have given my number. Once again, I am giving also my another number that you keep it. But you have to reach your knowledge first. That is very much required. Unless you have a basic knowledge, background knowledge, filing of returns, different types of returns. Process is one part. The second part is while you are going for filling it or either online or offline, whatever you are doing it. So you should have a sufficient knowledge about the related matters. So that first also you develop. A lot of booklets are available. User manual will be very much available to you. either under the your income tax or GST laws or your PPF and ESI Act. That user manual, you read it, so you can do it. So as regards the assignment, already I clarified you that also I'll talk to you only when you require any help. I can help you. But assignment giving to you undertaking practically may be difficult, but we can see it if anybody in a need that will see it. So with this, I'm closing. Thank you very much, all of you, with the patient hearing. So during the course of, I think, 20 hours, few hours, we have some disturbance. Few hours maybe not up to your standard, but it is a endeavor on part of both of us to develop the standard. You could have raised some questions, but during the course of presentation, I could not receive sufficient question which we should have asked, we should have asked, and I tried to convince you or explain to you. So thank you very much for your patient hearing, your presence in all the sessions. We can leave now. Thank you very much. Madam, I am closing the session. Okay. If anything, I'm waiting for 2-3 minutes. If anybody has any question, can also ask. But from my side, I closed it. Madam, I am closing. Hello. I completed actually.
Hello. Yes.
Today I completed. So entire course is completed. Today I think it is 1.5 hours, but we have taken 1 hour 50 minutes. So most of the items I tried to cover it. Okay. So that's why I was explaining to the students that they should first read the background provisions. So that's why they may shortly they can refer to the user manuals. Okay. So I'm leaving. So if any message, if you have any message, you can also convey them.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the class.
Okay. So fine, on my side, we have completed everything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that's why I was explaining that out of 20 hours, a few hours maybe some disturbance, etc. is there, but we tried our best to give as much as practical possible, and they can try themselves at their end. Thank you. I wish all should prosper. You should do better in your studies also, and early you can pass, become a member, and you take a challenge of the professional things. So it is a continuous process of learning. Thank you very much, everybody. Madam, thank you for your coordination of the matter.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.